Can you tell me how the oncology department works with palliative care?
Oh, I mean, completely hand in hand. I don't think one should work without the other, really. And particularly in somewhere like this where quite a lot of our children are not going to get better. I mean, Burkitt's lymphoma has a much better success rate than many of the other tumours we deal with. And quite often some of the chemotherapy we give is palliative, simply to try and take pain away or to reduce disfigurement or before somebody is able to go home. Before we had a palliative care team, it was pretty miserable for everybody because through them is where we get also our pain control. And through them we've been able to access oral morphine, which has made a huge difference to many children and their families. So I don't think one should really work without the other. We started our palliative care some years ago. I was actually sitting in a malnutrition ward and wondered why I was force-feeding a lot of dying children, because the whole of the nutrition has changed. We've got so much HIV around. And a lot of people wanted us to just deal with HIV, and I said, I don't think that's right. You know, I think palliative care is for any child who needs it, be it a chronic cardiac or renal or cancer. And the problems each group have are somewhat different, and the ones particularly with cancer are pain. It's thought that probably about 70% of people with cancer will have pain at some time or other, and we should be able to deal with that. Because, and my medical students, I sometimes feel sorry for them because they see so many deaths. And as a medical student in the United Kingdom, you certainly don't see children die. And I think they should take as much professional concern, interest, and get as much professional satisfaction from giving somebody a good life, even if it isn't a long one.
Umodzi Palliative Care Clinic is an organization that looks after critically ill kids from the time they get into hospital to the time they're discharged from the hospital, and we follow them into the villages and look after them there until the day that they pass away. The children that we look after come from the district health centers as well as the wards here at Queen Elizabeth Central Hospital, and the diseases that we come across range from cancer, HIV/AIDS, malaria, as well as kids who have had some sort of brain damage from illnesses such as malaria. Of all the kids that we've looked after since January to June, 50% of them have been kids that are suffering from Burkitt's lymphoma. The main problem in the villages as well as in the hospitals here in Malawi is that most of the parents don't bring the children to the hospital on time. It takes them a long time from the time that the child starts to show symptoms of the disease, and by the time they get to the hospital, the condition has already progressed. And that is why we transfer them to the palliative care unit, because there's nothing more that can be done for them.
How long ago did Aida become ill with the cancer?
It was early in 2008. I went to the Balaka District Health Center. Well, what they told me at first is that her intestines were tied up in knots, so they took her to the theater and had an operation done on her. It was about a month after the operation that the swelling started appearing.
She's quite a happy little girl now. And Dione, edi, ti masule? Yeah. Kuti Dione, chi maoneka banje, chukana jambula poyamba. Just aone choncho. See, it's considerably smaller than it was when she first came, and she had swelling all around here, which is gone. Of course, we can't save the eye, unfortunately. That had gone before she came to us, but hopefully it's going to shrink considerably more. Then we may even have to consider removing the last bit that's there. It seems to be limited to the orbit. No. She's not got disease anywhere else, so hopefully things will go well. So she doesn't come from that far away either. She comes from Chiradzulu, which is probably 15 kilometres out, because most of our children are very rural. And I think you saw the other day how far people have to come.
Yes,
and
4 hours.
Yeah. Whereas people tell you they come from Chiradzulu, but it might take them a long time. Mumayenda bwanji kufika ku stage. Tawia Itali kapena pangono. Yeah, so she had to walk a lot before she got to a bus. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not an easy journey and decision to make. Yeah. You unapita ku school kuno? Umapambana ku school, titaona zonse. So she's been going to the school and is enjoying it and doing well. She's playing quite a lot outside. She's very happy now. Yeah, good.